this new mobile platform lead to a proliferation of applications being developed? And if so, by whom?
It's certainly SAP's hope that it will lead to a proliferation of applications. They're making a big play to court partners and new partners into that space to generate apps that can then get published into the SAP store. So they're looking to move the means of publication out so people can get experience with them. It's possible now for developers to get perpetual royalty-free licenses for the mobile platform, so they can start to at least play with the platform, then become a partner and move on. So they're certainly looking to move it out, move it away from just the big guys and just SAP. So to kind of prime the pump with SAP-backed applications, and then see micro, vertical, horizontal, whatever you want to call it, fill those niches. Plus add on to that the ability that it's a development platform as well, so people can then develop their own applications. Individual organisations can develop their own applications. I think you will see a proliferation of applications, and I think making sure that those applications are architected well is going to be the key to people who have a mobile strategy that will endure for the next 5 years, versus something that's going to need to be reworked, renovated in, say, 2 years' time.
Yeah, I agree. SAP has done a lot of work in the recent months or years, I would say, because in the past they always struggle with giving one stable platform to the developers to develop applications. So there were also issues with the licensing, because it wasn't easy for a developer to get a free or cheaper SUP license to develop applications, but they have really made things easier in the recent past. So we should see a lot of applications being developed by third parties, and as per SAP they are claiming they only should develop 20% of the applications, so the market is wide open for the rest 80% of the applications for third parties. But having said that, I would also say that not only based on SUP platform, I would see other third-party vendors also coming up with their applications, because SAP as a backend system is open. You can develop an application for SAP without using SUP. So even those platforms would be trying to sell their applications on the market as well. So we should see a proliferation of applications for SAP backends.
Okay. And I'm just looking at it from a sort of a control point of view. How will that be controlled? Because if you've got multiple people all writing similar applications to one back end, how will that be controlled, and what impact will that have on the client base?
I think it's going to be different, but different in a good way, in terms of people being given that choice to evaluate those different apps in the same way. Today, you go to the App Store to look for a scheduling application. You look at some reviews for those applications. You might test drive those applications, and then you choose the one that do you buy the 69p one, the free one, the one that's there for £10 if it's a really premium app. And though that's the way the market's going to work. So I think it's going to be the spotlight of consumerism is going to be shone on whether those apps are good and bad, and I think the bad ones will die because the choice is there to do other things. What SAP are doing to back that up is, technically behind the scenes, those app developers are still going to have their own unique namespaces. The applications are going to be certified by SAP to a certain level of technical conformance. They're not going to say whether it's good or bad by certification, but they'll certainly say it's got all the right moving parts. So there's going to be a removal of the chance of technical collision, but the market's going to be the market, and people can make their choices and move from there.
Yeah, I think I agree. It's all about making the choices. For some enterprises, it may be easier to buy all the applications for, let's say, one source, so that the management is easier. But they can pretty much go to other providers as well and buy applications like best of breed applications from all the other providers. Because if that's what they want, they get best application, but they might have to have the extra overhead of managing applications from different providers. So it's all about putting options in the marketplace and then let the customers choose what's best for them. And we have also seen that using one platform, it's not really easy to deliver all sort of use cases or application. For example, an email client or Outlook client is very different from offline field service applications. So it's really difficult that one platform would deliver all this. So you may need to go to different providers or different technical solutions to deliver different use cases.